Alright guys, so once again we'll be working on my 2000 Honda Civic. This time I'm doing the lower control arms. This side's missing because I took that one out already. So basically what happens is, after you change the shocks, this bushing right here on the rear lower strut, I guess you want to call it, actually shock, the bushing inside spun around, and I've been getting a lot of creaking sounds. And upon further inspection, this other little piece here that they call the dog bone for the Honda Civics, the bushing inside here is also wearing out. Lighting isn't very that good. There we go, right there. This is the rear wheel. That's the front of the car. So that dog bone is also wearing out. I gotta change that. But this bushing right here spun around as I was taking this bolt out. Oh, I already took out this side. See the shock, the hub, and the center of the car right here. This is the brand new one from Rock Auto. This is the old one, and it just hangs like this. Hangs just like that in between here. It's very simple to take out. It's just a 14 millimeter socket. I'm using an air impact gun. If you have a big breaker bar, I know it's a torque wrench, but it broke, so I just use it as a breaker bar. It also comes out. I already loosened the bolts. I lubricated them pretty well ahead of time, because I know they were going to be stuck. You're going to want to jack up your car. Put on jack stands to be safe. Put a chock on the front wheel, because this is a front wheel drive car, so even if you put the e-brake, it's not going to hold it. So let me just show you real quick how to take it out. I might have to use this wrench as a quick tip. If you put your air impact gun, your 14 right here, and it's staying stuck, you could use this to pull it out as you're loosening it with the air impact gun. So let me show you real quick. Alright, so now we're going to remove it. This is the new part. Both sides are the same part number. All you got to do is basically turn one the other way. They're interchangeable. If you're interested in the part number, this is the one I got from Rock Auto. Alright, so now I'm going to remove them quick. I also put a floor jack right over here on the hub, on the drum, just to take some weight off the bolt, so that way as I'm taking it out, the bolt doesn't sag and then get stripped out. You know, just be aware you might have to get a new bolt in case it's been in there for many years and it's already rusted to the point where, you know, it's gone. You might need a new bolt, so just be aware of that. So now I'm just gonna pull these out. Now here's a trick. I got a wrench, open wrench, probably a little bit wider than the diameter of the bolt over here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. I'm going to put it here, and as I'm pressing to loosen it, I'm going to be pulling on this outward to have it come out easier. See how the weight of this just dropped a little bit? That's why you want some of the weight taken up by the jack. So now I'm going to try and reach over here, pull the one on the chassis out. Pull that a little bit more. That one's basically out already. Let's pull that out. Okay. We can do the one down here. This is the one that spun out inside here, so. Alright, the compressor kicked in on that one. Sorry about that. Alright, put my glove back on. Now we pull this out. We help it out with this. It's sagging a little bit. That one popped out. Finish taking this one out. That one's basically out already too. Pull that out and finish pulling this one out. There you go, it's out. Now it's hard to tell on camera. Let me see if I can show you. You see that? This whole metal bushing spun inside of here. And if you could even see, it was coming out a little bit. And if you compare with this one, see how much further out this one is than this one? I mean, that could be just because I took out the bolt, but should no way be looking like that. So now installation is basically a reverse process. You could put some anti-seize in here because this is metal and it won't you know, it won't swell up the bushings. And you just slide it back up in here and you do the same thing to the other side. Alright, so this is the shock bolt that I took out. If you look over here, it's kind of bright with the light, but some of the threads got a little stripped. Although it's not at the main body over here up top, which is what I'm really concerned about. If that gets stripped, then you definitely need a new bolt. But to fix it just a little bit more, I have a spare 14mm nut over here. So all I did was thread it on all the way, and with 2 wrenches or ratchet wrench or whatever you want, tighten it down until where you can, back it off, and keep going back and forth. It was able to clean up, like, you know, a couple of threads. So now all you gotta do is put some anti-seize on. I hung this over here. See how it's hanging right here? I didn't tighten it all the way yet. So now you guide this in. I want to put this bolt in through, and with a jack I want to put it right underneath here and lift it up, because you see over here it's not really gonna match up. So I gotta lift this up because the shock is a little bit lower than the point of the hub bolt. So I got my anti-seize here for this one. Put some anti-seize here, and I'll show you that in a few when I lift it. Alright, so I'm just gonna guide this half of the control arm up, try and get it in place. Now we can thread the bolt through. Now it's gonna be a little difficult because I got the shock right there. I gotta push it up. Let's see if it's going in place. Let's see. We're lined up. Still got a little more. Alright, still going. I have to reposition it. Alright, so all I gotta say is what a pain in the fucking ass. I tried putting this side on first, which is the center of the car right here. This is the chassis, basically. So I put the through bolt here. Then I put the shock bolt, and then I tried putting it on through here, and that shit didn't work because I couldn't get this to button up easy. So I put it on through here first, then I came through here. That wasn't working either. What the fuck? Alright, so then I got this basically like a punch, but it's also like it helped me guide the control arm. So once I got it in, I was able to wiggle it around, and with this pry bar over here, there was a lip right here that I was able to pull this down with and finally get the bolt through. I'm gonna try it again with this, starting from here like I did the first time, and running it through, using this to adjust the lower control arm so I could get the bolt through. That was a pain in the ass. Now I didn't tighten it all the way, because what I want to do is guess you could say drop it down so it could preload basically these bushings in here. Once they're all tight, as the control arm goes up and down, it flexes, and it returns back to its original state. So basically the original state of a car is resting on the ground, so the control arm is never always sagging. So once I bring it all the way down, I'm going to tighten it, and that's basically called your preload. Because if you do it now, and this is your resting state, how you tighten it while it's sagging, when you drop the car, it's always going to be twisted out, and that's going to cause a premature wear. So I'll show you that. Now I'm going to continue on to this side. Finish installing the lower control arms. That pry bar helped me greatly to guide in the bolts. So I just I guided the bolts in, lightly tightened them, and I dropped the car down on some bricks over here. I still got the chock up front so it doesn't roll. Now I'm just going to tighten it up all the way. That way it's tight in its resting position and the bushings won't bind. Alright, so now I'm just going to tighten it down. So with this inner bolt over here, the wheel's in the way, so I can't tighten it with the gun. So I got this long, it was a torque wrench, it broke, so now I just use it as like a breaker bar. It's able to get in here and tighten it down. If you don't have one, you can still tighten it with the wheel off. It's not a huge deal, but I personally just wanted to tighten everything while it was down on the ground. So now all we gotta do is tighten up the other side over here, and you're pretty much done. I would recommend an alignment since you got this all replaced. There really are no torque specs, just kind of tight. Don't overkill. And then with the inner one, I'm just gonna use this to tighten it down. Oh yeah. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. These are the old ones over here. Like I said, this bushing was basically popping out. That's why it changes. Thanks for watching. This is a lower control arm swap on a 2000 basically Honda Civic. Peace.